All right, guys. So welcome back. It is it's evening right now, and of course it could be any time of day. But I just wanted to mention that it's evening because there's a nice little vibe that we got going with the candles and everything, and that's because we are spending the evening with Miss Lexi Peralta. It's the first time I've ever said that name. Peralta. You said it's Dominican, right?
Yes.
Well, thanks for being with us today and for joining.
Yeah, well, thank y'all. I'm really excited. Which I mentioned a little bit before. One of my customers are the ones that introduced me to y'all's podcast. And so I'm just excited and feel really good that y'all chose me for one of them.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, you mentioned that on DM, right?
Yeah.
That one of the customers showed it to you, and you got to
Yes.
listen to some of the episodes. Cool.
Yes.
So we're like fans of each other
Yeah.
then, and we're definitely fans of you because like when we came in here, um, it looked like such an established place, and you said that you opened this storefront in November,
Yes.
right? So
November
like
11th.
this looks amazing. It really does. Like this looks like what everybody wants to have, but they don't actually do it.
Oh.
You know, because it's like it's one thing to want it, but then to actually get it done, it takes work.
Yeah. It was a lot of sweat and tears.
It takes a lot of work. So, usually what we do with our guests, like we kind of talk about like about them a little bit or like about how they got started. But there's something that I kind of want to get to before I forget because
Okay.
I'm looking at your name, Jade Candle Co. And I'm looking at your name is Lexi.
Yes.
So like how did the Jade thing happen?
Yes. So Jade Candle Co. I named my business after my dog who has now passed. She is the reason. She's the inspiration of why I even started to get into candles, specifically clean candles. She had a lot of skin disease, so her hair would fall off and just had a lot of redness all over her body when I first adopted her. And when I was talking to her vet, they were telling me, of course, her food, her shampoo, her lotions, her balms for her paws. But then they also said the items that I use, including like perfume and candles. And I was just a little like shocked that that could affect somebody. But I guess not really because it is a candle. It's, circulating your home. So I started to look more into my candles because I am completely obsessed with candles. And I realized how many toxins are actually in them. And so that's when I decided to kind of dive in and make candles. But she was the inspiration. So that's why it's Jade Candle Company, not my name.
What? That's beautiful. So your very first candle that you ever made was made so that your dog wouldn't be affected by it.
Yeah,
Oh,
for,
that's
for, for us,
cool.
yeah.
What breed dog was she?
She was a pit bull mix. I don't know exactly, but mostly pit bull because she was adopted. So she was.
And she was Jade.
Yeah.
That was
No, actually, that wasn't her name. Her name was Dancer, but like
Okay.
she was not a hyper dog at all. She was very much a lap dog. And I thought that is so weird. And so I immediately named her Jade. I don't know. She
Okay.
looked like a Jade to me.
You adopted her, and she came with a name. Like she was named.
Yeah, I guess it was at San Antonio Pets Alive, and I guess they name the dogs that come in. I just didn't understand Dancer. I feel like that's a hyper dog, and that was not her. So
Yeah,
it's like that doesn't go with her.
like yeah, like a pit bull, right? You wouldn't necessarily think
Yeah.
dancers. Certain breeds have certain like names that they should or shouldn't
Yes.
have. I guess I see what you're saying there. Okay, so that's cool because like there's certain things that sometimes people find themselves in like healthier eating or like cleaner living styles because they need to like for their
Yeah.
health. Like this was brought on the same reason, but like through your dog, which is
Yeah.
different.
Yeah.
A lot of times people like, oh, I make gluten-free cookies because my daughter like ended up with celiac disease. We got diagnosed or something like
Yeah.
that. But I've never heard like, oh, my dog couldn't
Yeah.
handle the candle. So like I like a whole business was born out of it. So how long did it take from uh dancer becoming finding out that she was that it was problematic from that point from the first candle to opening the storefront? How long was that interval?
So 2020 is when I actually did the research because there's just so much information out there. And I like to play devil's advocate and kind of see like, everyone's like soy is the best. And it's like, okay, but is there anything else wrong with soy or, what can I avoid? So 2020 was a lot of research. And then 2021, February is when I first sold my like first candle and I went to a market. So I did that for 2021, 2022. And then last year, November is when I finally opened the store. So 3 years
Wow.
of making candles and then finally opened the store.
And I can imagine it's probably flown, right? In some
Yeah.
ways.
Yeah. Yes. It's gone by really fast, but also I feel like I'm not where I want to be yet. So I'm always like battling with that. But yeah, it's exciting.
So, but the markets were definitely a good place to start.
Yes, yes. Started at Wild August was my first one, and I shared a booth with my friend Inti because I was so nervous, and I was like, "Can we go half on a booth? Because I don't know. Like, I don't know what I'm getting myself into." And yeah, after that, I was just like, "Okay, this is my thing. I love this," because everybody else was appreciating and understanding, and I was teaching a lot of people about these candles that are out there that are toxic, or toxic, and they didn't know that. So
That's cool. Was there like any specific moment where you're like, okay, like this could work, or like something that happened? You're like, okay, like I'm gonna pursue this a little bit more serious.
yeah, I just honestly every market just built me up and like got me there. Every market, just seeing how excited people were and them not having those options, them not knowing, made me think like, man, I really want my community to be aware and support us candle makers. It's not just me out here that's providing this. There's other people just like me here in the valley that are doing the same thing, and just bringing that awareness and seeing customers get excited, and it was every day at the markets just made me grow, like, and grow and just imagine,
Yeah. Was that
opening shop.
here in Harlingen, these
Yes,
markets?
yeah.
So that says,
Harlingen, McAllen, and Brownsville.
okay, that says a lot about the community then,
Yeah.
right? Because like for all the people that shop there regularly, this is kind of a moment where it proves true that like every person that goes makes a difference, right? Like for all the
Yes.
vendors and everything like that, like the local support. Because it
Yes.
goes a long way. A lot of times, like we go to these little markets and we don't realize the impact we're making, like or having on the people that are out there.
Yeah.
But because it's kind of scary, right? When you're
Yeah.
going out there and like oh, let's see, like what if no one goes to my table or something like that?
Yes.
But every time somebody talks to you or somebody buys something, like they're making an impact.
Yeah.
So that's cool. That's cool that we get to hear that because we don't always hear like from the other side of it, right?
Yeah.
Like from the people that are selling, like they're part of the same neighborhood, right? They're part of the community too, and it's cool to see what it can turn into.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of people out there that like have little ideas or that are starting that way or like pop-ups or something. But like, man, like look what you can end up with, like a beautiful little area full of green wall. Is that your favorite color? The green?
Yes, mint,
Mint
and then the
green?
dark green, and then I had to add a different color, so that's why terracotta got introduced. Because I was like, okay, there's too much green. I need a third color for my brand.
Okay. What are the three colors?
So it's going to be the mint, the moss, and then terracotta. So
Oh, okay.
this whole thing is terracotta on the other side.
Okay. So I want to ask you, one thing I forgot to ask you, what was the first scent that you made or the first aroma? Like your own first one?
Sea salt blossom.
Sea salt blossom.
Blossom.
And
That's-
how did that happen?
So, well, because I was into floral scents. And so at that time, I was just kind of sticking to floral scents and just kind of giving what I wanted. It ended up being the bestseller. So I've been making that one for more than 3 years. But yeah, it was really just mixing and smelling and seeing what I like. After a while, I have evolved and realized everybody's nose is different, so I have to add different types of scents. But yeah, sea salt blossom was the first. I was just going off of the usual stuff I would like when I used to shop at Bath and Body Works.
Oh, okay. Going
Yeah.
like off of your experience.
Yeah.
I know that we did an episode with Cookies for College, and I asked her like, so did you make all your family like the taste testers? Like, did you do that? Like, did you say like, hey
Yes.
guys, like I need a couple noses, or did you have
Yes.
people that you were like,
Oh, yeah.
involuntarily
They
testing?
yeah, I would say like I volunteered them, but they volunteered themselves because they were like, "Can I have this and this?" And I'm like, "Okay, I'm gonna give you these, but you're gonna test them. You're gonna let me know what you think of the hot throw. Is it giving you like an even melt pool? Like I'm gonna have you write some stuff down if I'm gonna give you free candles." But yeah,
Okay, so you had your
definitely
panel.
my friends and family.
You had
for
your
sure.
panel there. Was it easy for everyone to figure out like what the scent was or the aroma?
Mm, sometimes, but everybody's nose is so different. Is so different. I get customers that will smell something and they're smelling something totally different, and I'm just like, huh? Like it doesn't even have that. Everybody's nose is different, so it's kind of hard.
Okay, so then like the name doesn't even always matter to like the customers then, right? Because like okay, to me
Yes.
this is like this is like tropical breeze or something, but it's like something completely different from what you
Yes.
made. But that's a good thing though, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
because that means like it adds variety, or like it's like an unlimited,
Yeah.
like there's so many options like that, and I see that you have a whole bunch of them too.
Yeah. It's stock's getting pretty low, but yeah, I have 12 cents right now, and then I have 5 for my Valentine. So I always have my staple scents, and then every season or whatever holiday is going to pop up, I'll have 5 to 6 different scents for that season.
Cool, cool.
And they're just like limited, and then that's it.
Yeah, so you gotta like get them while they last.
Yeah.
So let's backtrack. We talked about your store and the shop and everything, but let's talk about you for a little bit. So tell us
Okay.
about yourself. So I had to look at my note, Lexi Peralta, because I didn't want to get that wrong, and I probably did.
No,
but,
you got it.
But tell us about you. I mean, are you from Harlingen? How'd you end up here? Or give us a little bit about yourself for all the customers that come a lot, but they don't necessarily get to spend a lot of time talking to you.
Yeah. So I was born and raised in Harlingen. Once I graduated from South, that's whenever I moved to San Antonio. I was going to school at St. Mary's University, but I did drop out. I couldn't. I can't sit down and study. I'm just not that person. I'm very hands-on. So after that, I spent a couple years in San Antonio. Then I went to Austin for about 5 years. I was a manager downtown and then a barista, and just kind of got myself in a lot of different jobs. Then I went to UPS and I had my first corporate job with UPS. So I was an account manager or account representative. And I did that for 4 years. And then I decided, you know what? I talk to these small business owners all the time, and we're always trying to figure out how to better their business. And I'm always kind of pivoting and seeing like, what can we do, and I just always had that in me. And I was like, okay, I could do this myself too. So that's how I ended up here back home and opening up my shop. But yeah, I've always been into business. I actually would volunteer at my aunt's deli in San Antonio in the summers, and she would give me my school clothes that way. Once I did that, I realized how much I love numbers and how much I love small business, and just trying to figure out how can we grow her sales? What do we got to change? What new things do we got to add? Like, it's just always been exciting for me. So since 6th grade, I knew I would have a business one day. I just didn't know it was going to be specifically candle making and retail. I didn't know that part, but I knew it was in me to have a business. Like,
Were you always into candles?
I always loved candles.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's trending now, right? It's like a popular, I've seen it since like the pandemic, like on TikTok. Like it's like, it's such a popular like space. It's like a space for candles. Like people make them out of like, they go to the beach and get bottles, right? And they refill them and all that stuff.
Yes.
Like there's a whole like, like a subculture, like almost.
Yeah.
Right. And I was looking at some of the stuff you had, and it's funny because did I see one that was called like the cool tia or something like that?
Yeah.
How do you make of an aroma? Like what goes through the process? Like how did you end up with a cool tia? Like I saw something about like it smells like a glass of wine or something like that.
So
that's science right there.
Yeah, lots of chemistry, which I don't like chemistry, if I'm being honest. Did not pay attention to that in school. So getting into candle making, I thought like it's going to be really fun and it's going to be easy, and we just mix stuff together and oh my God, it smells amazing. No, that's not how it is. A lot of chemistry, and I'm kind of like, oh, I should have paid attention in school. But it's really just mixing oils together in a blotter stick and kind of seeing what I'm smelling, if I'm liking the smell, especially if I'm trying to target like a certain, like if I want to stick to floral, or if I'm trying to make a clean scent or more of a warm scent. Depending on what I'm going after, I'll start mixing oils together. Once I smell it from a blotter stick, then I'll actually have to make it in a candle form and then smell the cold throw. And the cold throw is basically just the scent the whiff of smell that you get when you get a candle. Because when you actually burn it, it's not going to smell exactly like that. It's always going to be different. So then that's the other step, is seeing how it actually performs once it's being burned. So there are a lot of steps into making the scents, but really it's mixing them is the first thing, and lightly just smelling them and seeing, how it would come out.
What was that word that you said? Cold throw?
Yes.
Okay. Like we're learning terminology now.
Yes.
So that's the smell of the candle before it's actually lit.
Yes. So that's just that first layer. So a lot of people will buy a candle because of the cold throw, not knowing how it'll actually perform. So like a big thing is a lot of people like to go to like Marshalls. I used to do that all the time. And I would go to Marshalls and get sold off of that cold throw and then you burn it and it's like, where's this at?
That's why because it's. I mean that makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Because like again, it goes back to science. Like it's gonna smell. It's a different like state of matter, right? It's
Yeah.
gonna smell different. How I never thought about that.
And also, what could make a scent like not give you that hot throw can be either it's the wrong wick, or they didn't add the oils at the correct temperature, or they didn't mix it for as long as they're supposed to, depending on that specific oil and wax, because they're all so different. So there are a lot of factors that come into it. So that's why there's so much testing. For me personally, I just want to provide a clean candle. So as far as scents, I have to, do cinnamon and apple. I don't like cinnamon, but I have to because customers love it.
Yeah.
But for me, my goal is just I want to provide a clean candle, but I want to be open to everybody's noses and, give what everybody wants.
Do you have a favorite candle?
I do. I'll say South Padre Island.
Well, that's a candle. I hadn't seen that one. That's cool.
I'm like, it's because I'm sold out of it. But yeah, I'm sold out of South Padre.
That speaks for itself.
Yeah.
What is that one made of? Or what?
So it has palm, sandalwood, and a little bit of coconut. But the coconut is so light. It's not a fruity coconut. Sometimes I don't even tell customers until they smell it and they love it. And I'm like, okay, there's coconut in there. Because everyone's always so iffy about certain notes. But that one is also like a bestseller.
Huh. South Padre Island.
Yeah.
That's cool. I had seen a couple of them, and the only one I would remember is the cotilla.
Yeah.
But that's so interesting how there's like so many different combinations, right, that you can do.
Yes.
It's kind of like I guess like people that make wine. Like, do you make big batches of them, or like how does
Of
that
the
work?
oils?
Like is it oil? Like is it? So the candle, it's not wax.
Oh well, yes. There's wax and then there's the oils.
Oh, two different types
Yeah.
of candle.
Well, it's just the wax and the oils is what you mix together. So you melt the wax and then you add the oil to it.
We're learning together, guys. We're learning together. Yeah, I don't think, man. I mean, I guess there's not too many people that have made their own, right? Like their own candles. So it's like we don't even know what goes into that or anything.
Yeah, and I purchase like my oils from a candle supply company, so they have candle safe oils. I purchase from them, and then I'll use their oils, and then sometimes I'll kind of mix them with 2 to 3 other types of oils, and then kind of create my own. So that's what I do. But I specifically do get from a candle supplier because you can't necessarily like get just essential oils off the market or off Amazon. A lot of people that start making candles would do that. And I'm like, no, that's not safe at all.
You don't know what you're getting.
It has to be a candle safe oil, something that, you could actually be burning.
Oh, like specific. Oh, I see. So not
Yes.
not. So you're talking about like people that get aromatherapy oils and stuff like that.
Yeah, like no, you can't just
use
mix
it?
that in a candle. No, it wouldn't be
God.
safe.
Like, is that what's the risk there?
The whole thing could just get on fire. So it's definitely a big fire hazard. It could also be very toxic. Like using pure essential oils in a candle form could be very, very toxic to your pets. Because there's specific oils that are harmful to them.
Okay, and I like how that's still like a big focus. So that's part of why you make them like natural, right?
Yes.
Because I saw that you had I saw a post that said like ditch the plastic and all that, like natural ingredients. Is there so that's the main reason why you're doing all the like the natural, more like healthier options?
Yeah. Of course, the focus was Jade. As I have started making candles, I also started looking at the items I'm using, how much I'm throwing away, like what kind of impact I'm making. So that's why I've slowly made a lot of changes. Like my jars, I'm starting to get recycled jars that are made here, getting cork lids or bamboo lids. And then I also have vessels that are handmade here in Harlingen by M&M Decor, who's another Latina-owned small business here. So just different ways that I can kind of reduce waste or getting things from overseas. I try to eliminate that. But yeah.
That's good. So it's responsibly made.
Yeah.
That's important to know because like every person makes a difference. Like sometimes we like minimize the impact that we're gonna make, but like it adds up. Like every time somebody buys a candle from here, like it's it was made, it was sourced, and a lot of the stuff was sourced locally too,
Yeah.
right? So that's cool because like
Yep.
we're helping the community.
Yes.
We're like helping the community smell nice, right? Like,
Yeah.
so like, what's the main point of a candle? Like, I mean, I guess there's a lot to it, but I know some people there's some candles that don't have a scent, so it's more for like relaxation. Or like, why do you like candles? Was it for the smell, the aroma, or was it because you wanted to have a nice vibe, reading a book, or like, why were you into them?
I think it's a mixture of all of that. I had a dog who was smelly, so that's a big one. You know,
Okay.
I want my
bit.
place to smell good, and then it's also there's as soon as I'm done cleaning, I want a certain candle lit to justify I'm done. I could sit down now. I can light this candle and relax.
Oh.
So there's a lot of reasons. I love cooking, so just honestly for the smell.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was a big Bath and Body Works fan. I had lots of candles, so yeah.
What's your favorite dish to cook?
I would say tortellini pasta.
Oh, that was a
I
fast
love
answer.
tortellini
too.
pasta. My family makes me make it a lot, so that's why it's engraved. But yeah, I love making that.
Oh, cool, cool. I know that you mentioned that your last name was Dominican. Do you make any dishes from that culture?
No, actually, no. I've never tried, but I need to.
Have you ever been out there?
No, but I want to go. I really want to go.
Have you traveled outside the country?
No, just
Me
Mexico.
neither. I know, right? Yeah, I mean, even then, like
know.
Reynosa, like
Like
Los
just, I know,
Flores,
just across the street.
Matamoros. Yeah, like
Yeah.
I haven't even. When I say Mexico, it's like I have to say it like with quotes because I haven't even been to like Cancun or anything.
Yeah,
like that.
no, me either.
Have you been on a plane?
Yes, yeah.
Oh, dang
I've been
it.
on a plane.
I've been on a helicopter on
my
my
God.
honeymoon, but I've never been on a plane. But
Oh
it's
my
not
God.
about me, Yeah. But you've traveled within the country.
I've gone to Colorado, Georgia, went to Florida, went to Disney World
Ooh, okay.
for 2 days with my family. That was a lot.
For 2 days?
Yeah,
That was a long 2
it
days.
was a lot. We drove all together.
How
So,
old
yeah.
were you when you went out there?
20. I think I was 20. So I was a lot older.
Oh, okay.
But yeah.
Okay. Did you help drive or?
I think I drove a little bit on the way back, maybe 2 hours, maybe. Yeah, I tried to avoid doing that.
No, yeah, me too. Even now, I guess I'll make fun of myself. Like I drive like outside the cities. Like I don't like to
yes.
drive in the big cities.
No.
Like, and there's a lot of us now that have. I've learned that a lot of us feel that way now. I guess it's kind of like the younger generations too, where it's like not too crazy about that.
Yeah.
But I hear you. But I've never been on a plane. But at least you've traveled a little bit.
Yeah, a little
So
bit.
that's good. Do you take your candles out to other places like plant seeds around?
If anything, San Antonio. But I get
Okay.
orders from like around the United States. I'll get like
Online,
wholesale
right?
orders and things like that. Yeah.
So there's somebody out like in Michigan that has like a Jade candle company candle.
Yeah. It's so crazy. I'm like, I don't know who you are, but thank you.
That's cool because that means like somebody from like Wisconsin is gonna know what South Padre Island is.
Yeah.
Or they Google it, I guess.
Yeah.
They might think that it's nothing. But speaking of candles, my wife had an idea. So do you want to get them out, baby? So my wife, Allie, she's out here, by the way, guys. She always is kind of around. She's smiling right now. She wanted to mess with Lexi and test her nose. The reason for that is because my brother Derek and I, one of her candles, we both smelled Hubba Bubba bubblegum.
I don't know how.
But we weren't even together. Like apparently he said it smelled like bubblegum. And then I came back inside the room and I was like, oh, this is bubblegum. But I guess it wasn't. What flavor was it?
That was the
Flavor?
People say that a lot. People actually say that a lot. You're not the first one.
Oh,
But it was
okay.
sea salt blossom, the
Okay.
first candle or scent that I made.
Sea salt blossom was Hubba Bubba bubblegum to me. But now Allie wants to like, okay, let's test Lexi's nose and see if, how good she is
I'm scared.
at identifying her own scents, of course, with her. We don't have any blindfolds because we weren't planning on kidnapping anybody today. But we are gonna test her out,
Yeah,
and she's
like-
bringing them out here. Are those are not the same candles though, right? No, you do, Olivia. I don't want to. No, you do it. You do it. No, I don't want to. Okay. All right. So we're gonna start with this one. Wait, what was the name though? Okay. So we're gonna do this one
Okay.
here,
I just don't want to see.
and tell us which one you're smelling.
That's bubbly.
That's lovely. That's pretty confident. Okay.
It's fruity. I actually don't do fruity anymore. Also, you just showed me
Oh
that one.
man! I need another one.
Bubbly. Blackberry bubbly.
She got it. She got it. I didn't want to tell you into man blackberry bubbly. Okay, so we're not gonna show her. Oh snap! Did you
I
see
actually
that?
didn't see that. No,
Okay. We're gonna look
I'm
at
like
this
looking
one.
up because I figured you were gonna do that.
This is an interesting. Wow, you know what? This is an interesting combination of flavor. Dang it, of scent.
Sense.
I even said that slowly so that I could say the right word.
This is one of my warm scents. It's actually my new scent. It's honey and leather. Oh my god, am I wrong?
Dang.
I'm gonna cry.
Honey and leather.
I get nose blind a lot, so that's why I'm so nervous.
We just learned another word, guys. Nose blind.
Yeah.
And it's not flavor. It's
No.
Is it scent or aroma?
Scent.
Scent
Or
okay.
aroma, yeah, same thing.
Okay. All right. Let's see if she gets. I haven't even smelled it myself. Okay. Man, I would have never guessed.
This is
She's taking a few seconds, guys.
I love this one, but
That's the one she doesn't get. Like I love this one.
I love this scent. I don't think it's not Himalayan. It's
Maybe you have to like reset your palate. Like
if it's
She's-
sea salt blossom, I'm gonna cry.
she's going really hard at it. Like that's her third sniff. Oh, I mean, you guys are seeing her third whiff.
Oh, is it white? Is it white tea and ginger? What is it?
Oh man.
Oh my god, blackcurrant! You know what? You know what? That's kind of new. That's a new one.
2 out of 3. That's 66% accuracy. That's pretty good. That's, you know what? But it makes sense because it's like wine tasting. When you get to like when you get
Yes.
further down the line, your palate's a
Yes,
little.
that's what it is.
That's exactly what it was. That one smelled pretty
You
good,
got me.
actually. Allie's over there celebrating
Yeah,
that
she is.
that she missed one because I guess she wanted you to not get it 100%
I know.
right. She was like, yeah. Well, that makes 2 of us because well, not that I wanted you to miss. Well, I
Like, okay.
got 100% wrong because I didn't get the hubble bubble, which it was. Do you have a bubblegum flavor?
No.
No?
Mm-mm. I actually don't have very artificially scents, but I will be adding some like that and some dupes that kind of go off of like certain colognes that people like. So I'll be offering that soon. I just don't have that yet.
Is that a scent or is that just like a candle?
So this was a tester. So it's very lightly scented. It's lavender and sage. But really, I was just testing this vessel. So this vessel was made by Morgan with M&M Decor. So I had bought her this mold and I was like, let's try this one because I want to get different kind of shapes for people's homes and
Oh, cool.
different
Oh, because you
styles.
said you do custom ones too, right?
Yeah.
So how does that work? Like I bring you like a bowl or what? Or like how does that work?
Well, it would have to be my vessels. So I have a candle refill program. So you basically bring back any vessel that you purchased here. You would drop it off, and then I could have it filled up for you within 2 hours with whatever scent you would like. So that's kind of bringing back to us saving those vessels versus just throwing them away. So that was a
okay.
big thing for me as well. But as long as the vessels that I've had here, the only reason is because I have to go through the whole testing process. So bringing a brand new vessel, I don't know how that vessel would handle my candle or the wick and how safe that
So
would
cool
be.
though. That's good because
Yeah.
that means like like you tested it to make sure it's safe, like you just
Yes.
said. So yeah, I mean we're not gonna argue with that. So you sell like empty vessels, like vases? Is that basically what
I
they
don't.
are?
They're always going to have a candle in them,
Oh,
and then
okay.
once you empty them, then you bring them back.
Have you ever? So you've made like different shapes and stuff like that. That's
Yeah.
cool.
The long wood bowl here.
I love that one.
Yeah, this
That
is
looked like
the
French bread. I kind of wanted some.
Yeah, there's even bowls that are even longer, like very, very long for tables. I have the cross wood bowls, and then I have a variety of different vessels made by M&M Decor, and then of course my recycled glass jars. But I'm trying to experiment with different vessels, maybe bigger ones, taller ones. I'm just trying to have a variety because everybody's aesthetic for their home is so different. You know, some people want
true.
like something dark, some people want bright or pink or neon or, So I
Yeah.
just kind of want to give them those options.
True.
and
That's
change
tough
it up.
because we kind of we end up placing our like taste right on our product, like our vibe or whatever.
Yeah.
We can't do that.
Yes.
I get you. That's tough because like you're fighting you're going against your grain.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear you. But yeah, I mean everybody has a different style and stuff like that. So I wanted to ask you, because again, like you started off doing like markets. You started at Wild August,
Yeah.
and McAllen and Brownsville. So we're seeing the product of an at-home idea that flourished, right? So what advice do you have any advice to anyone else that's starting something small, or like maybe they're in their kitchen, like whipping something up and they have these aspirations? Anything that, that you've learned over the course of time?
Yeah, I would just maybe I say this a lot, but like I would just say just go for it. And a big reason why I even expanded my space to have locally made items was because at these markets I saw all these people making amazing items, and I just thought, y'all have no idea how talented y'all are, like what y'all could be doing. And so for me, like the goal is to have a even bigger store, a candle shop slash gift shop, and have a lot of locally made items so they can showcase their items and kind of get their feet wet, so they can see like, oh, maybe I can do this. Or maybe they like to stay at home and just they don't want a storefront, but they want to be making the sales. So honestly, that's a big reason why I'm kind of opened it up to 10 other local creators, because I want to get them feel like seeing that. So I would just say, just go out there, do consignment, go to other shops, ask, see how it'll work out, but really just do it. Like, don't, like, I'm a very OCD perfectionist kind of person. And so for me to start the shop without having like the big business loan that I thought I needed to have, or the big perfect business that I thought I needed to have, or me sticking with corporate with UPS in order to fund, this dream or whatever, I thought I had to do all those things by the book, and I tried to force myself to go back to St. Mary's and then go to a bunch of community colleges. Like I tried so hard to force myself to do these things that were not working for me. And then I decided, okay, I need to just stop overthinking it and just do it and then figure it out as you go. That's it, And now that's what I'm doing. So just do that. Just figure it out as you go. But if you love it, do it.
I love that. Because like you said, there's a whole process that we go through. We get ourselves in all these things, but at the end of the day, it's as simple as that, right? Just do it.
Yeah.
Like that's just do it.
Nike.
And figure it out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I know, right?
I'm not stealing that. I
know, right? But that's true. And then like that is true also, that like a lot of times we think that we have to have something like to a certain level to be ready to get started. Yeah. But the truth is like you figure it out as you go.
Yeah, because things change all the time. There's trending, like stuff are trending and then they stop and something else comes over. There's always going to be something. And so for me to try to have everything so perfected, like, oh, if this happens, it's going to be like this and I'm going to do that. Like, you can't, like in business, like I learned, you cannot do that. So it's like, just go ahead, run with it. And then also your customers are going to tell you what works, and you just got to listen to them and see what it is that they keep coming back for, and then realize like, oh, there's like this little niche of, these people are really loving this. I need to start giving them more of that,
Yeah. And that's cool, because all that wisdom you just shared, you learned it by just doing it, right? Yeah. Like if you think about it that way.
And failing a lot.
But that's part of it, though. Yeah. That's part of it. Like that's part of growing.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, it's not a failure if you got back up, right?
Yeah.
So that's cool. And again, the only reason you can say that is because you did all those things. Yes. You weren't just on the couch like, oh man, like my dog lost hair. Oh well. Like, you know what I mean? Well, no, was she shedding?
Her patches of skin were falling off.
Oh, okay.
Of her,
yeah.
Which it was before I got her, so it wasn't necessarily my candles, but it was before I got her. It was just a skin condition she had because she was so sensitive and had a lot of allergies.
Oh, okay. But you started doing more research and you learned about it. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, it's kind of like people with skin problems, they end up putting like a filter in their shower or changing their water, stuff like that.
And her hair did grow back.
Yeah?
Everything, yeah. I changed her shampoos, her diet. I would cook her food and then
You cooked every meal?
I did cook her meals. I would make her like beef, veggies, sweet potato, put her supplements in, and then blueberries for her snack. But yeah.
She ate blueberries?
Yeah, she loved blueberries.
So she was like the most loving pit bull then.
Yeah, she was the most perfect dog ever. Yeah.
And how'd you choose her, end up with her?
I think we chose each other, honestly. I went to San Antonio Pets Alive specifically for this one boxer, or like a boxer mixed girl, but she got adopted. And so when I was walking, she just kept looking at me like with her eyes, and all the other dogs were like so crazy, jumping off the wall like crazy. And I'm very like chill, like I wanted a chill dog, and she just kept staring at me, and I feel like we had a moment. And so then I we went to a room because you have to like bond with them for like an hour. And I was like, this is my dog. So then I applied, and then I remember I left, and I think I went to Dairy Queen with my sister. We were just waiting, like, we can't leave this area because I think they're going to call back. And then they did. And they're like, you could take her. We're like, yay. So
Right there. And then you
yeah. So then we went back to the store, and then we got her from San Antonio Pets Alive. And yeah. So
you made eye contact.
Yes. No, really. Like her eyes, like, yeah.
So she was already looking at you, and you saw her because she was staring at you.
No, yeah. She was literally like the only calm dog. And she was just like I always remember, I never forget this moment, but she was just like, I was walking this way, and she was just like looking at us with eye contact. And then as I walked, you just see her little paws just move over and still keep staring at me as I walk, because I was walking down the whole hall to see all the dogs. And she did that both times. I walked back, and I was like, oh my God. I didn't think I was going to get a pit bull because apartments don't like pit bulls, but I was like, I have to. Like, that's my dog. Like, I knew. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, that's so cool, man. And look what came out of it, right?
Yes, I know. I'm so thankful for her because she really was with me through some big times in my life. And it's so crazy because losing her in the middle of making candles got me very, like, sad and depressed because that was, like, my best friend. But candle making, like, she still gave that to me. Like, she literally, like, it's so crazy because I always knew I was gonna have a business, but she gave me the dream. Like, I did it. Like, I pushed myself and I got it, and I have this business. And it, it was an unfortunate way of how it started, but it's like, it's that it's my constant now, candle making. And I don't know. I'm always so thankful for her because I'm just like, she gave me this.
And she's still giving then. That's a nice way to see it. Yeah, because like now, every time, like as you grow, like you're still gonna remember that like it started with her.
Yeah,
that's so cool. That's a beautiful story. What was her name again?
Lexi.
No, your dog's name.
Oh, Jade.
Oh yeah, Jade. Yeah.
Kendra.
Because I was just thinking of Dancer or Prancer.
Oh yes, Dancer.
Prancer was the reindeer, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's where I got that from. So I just want to ask you one more question before we let you go. This is like after her workday, by the way, guys. So we're like picking her brain after her whole day. What's one thing that Jade Candle Company has taught you?
What has it taught me? Honestly, it's taught me so much. But I think the biggest one is like believing in myself and going after it. That would definitely be the biggest because like I said, I really thought I needed A, B, C, D squared until I can do this. But this company, going to those markets, those customers that have no idea how impactful their words were, or the fact that they have came back, especially 3 years later, that has been, I'm like getting all goosebumpy, but yeah. I'm gonna leave it at that before I cry. Okay. But yeah, I'd say that.
That's awesome. And it's you got a long way to go, right? In the best way, right? Because we're
a lot of goals.
Just starting.
Yes.
So we're excited that you started here in Harlingen. This is a gift to the community. So thanks for what you're doing. And it's so cool to know that like it's one of those places where it's friendly and it's like you're the good guy. Like, you're not going to be like polluting the environment or whatever. No. So thank you, Jade, for what has come, this beautiful store. We're probably going to take some stuff home with us too. That way we can add it to our podcast, podcast wall. But thanks for being with us. We definitely learned a lot. It's fun. It was fun. We're going to be back again. We're all going to be supporting you as a community. So thanks for everything. And thanks for being here in Harlingen.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for inviting me. I'm so excited.
We'll see you guys later.
Bye.